We are in vocab energizers, chapter 1. I'm going to walk you through how this book is laid out and give you time to pause my recording so that you can read about the different words. Number 1 is Herculean. It is an adjective, means tremendous in size, strength, difficulty, or effort, and it is what is called an eponym. An eponym is a word derived from the name of a person or a place, and in this case it happens to be Hercules. Go ahead and read about him and then flip over the next page. You'll notice that at the end of the word stories, you actually get to see usage of the word. So in this last paragraph here, you get to see that Herculean is used several times in different ways. Today, a heavily muscled man, such as the champion bodybuilder, is said to have a Herculean build. Herculean tasks are those which seem almost impossible, etc. Herculean effort. So it gives you some examples of how you might see them used in real life. The next word is bowdlerize, and I want you to notice here that you actually get a phonetic spelling to help you sound out the word if you've never seen it before. This is a verb, and it's a type of censorship. You remove or change parts considered vulgar or immoral. Go ahead and read about that one. All right, notice here that you can actually use the word bowdlerized to describe a piece of text, a bowdlerized work, and then it is an adjective form. So you may see these words in different forms. Number 3 is pandemonium. It's a noun meaning utter confusion or wild uproar. And you can see that the roots basically mean all demon, which should help you memorize what this word means. Number 4 is pander. It's a verb. It means to play up to another's desires and weaknesses. It does have a negative connotation. People who do this might pander to someone's greed or lust, or they might pander to a crowd, telling them what they want to hear, no matter if it's the truth. Quixotic is an adjective, idealistic but not practical. This comes from the character Don Quixote, which was also the name of a famous novel. Go ahead and read about that one. Now, a real life example is to say that you're not really a fast reader, and to say that you will read 100 books in the next month, or maybe even it's more quixotic to say you'll read 100 books tomorrow. That would be a quixotic goal. Number 6 is cynical. It's not typically viewed as a positive attribute, and it is an adjective. Go ahead and read about that one. You can see some of my notes in the margin here. Feel free to read them, even if I don't touch on them. Number 7 is stoical. It is an adjective. It means indifferent to pain and pleasure. It doesn't mean that you don't have any emotion, but it means that you choose to tuck that emotion away and to appear as if nothing affects you, and that can be for better or for worse. And you can see here, if you go to philosophyforlife.org, it emerged during a volatile period in Greek history when the city-states were being conquered, and so it became a coping mechanism for the people for staying sane. It would remind them what they could and couldn't control as prisoners. 8 is stigma. It's a noun. It is a mark of disgrace. If you've seen Easy A, or you've ever heard the story of the Scarlet Letter, the character in the Scarlet Letter has to wear the stigma of the red A, which means that she's an adulterer. This can be a literal or a figurative thing, something literally that someone wears, or a wound that someone has, but it can also be figurative. Number 9 and 10 in these books usually go together, and in this case they are impede and expedite. Go ahead and read about those. All right, these are transitive verbs, which means that they have to be followed by a direct object. So you couldn't just say, he impede. You would have to say what he impeded. He slowed down the process of something, or he expedited the process of something. All right, those are your chapter 1 through 10 words. If you flip over to part 3, you will see that there are some words that are based in roots. In this one, it is VOC, which means voice or call, and you have 5 words each time in part 3, so you will need to know these words as well. The words this time are vociferous, noisy, loudly insistent, evocative, calling up, producing, suggestive, avocation, which is a hobby, irrevocable or irrevocable, unable to be called back or undone, unchangeable, and equivocate, using words ambiguously or unclearly, usually in order to mislead. You will be responsible for all 15 of those words. Feel free to do your working with words exercises if that helps reinforce your knowledge. Thanks so much for listening.